So we brought Fabian in to talk about his car and also talk about what happened to him, because people can learn from other people's accidents. That's why a lot of these rules have been written. So
turn the mic a little bit.
Tell us a little bit about what happened with your issue back in the 90s, because you had one of the fastest automatic cars in the day back then.
That was early 93. Really Pro Mod wasn't as big as they are now. It was just starting. People was just starting to run 2 nitrous kits at that time.
Two?
And, yeah, just 2. That was a big step. And I had a Willie Rails X Pro Stock car at the time. Not much motor, a lot of nitrous.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Willie Rails.
No.
It was a Camaro 90, like a 90 model.
Okay.
I think the car was built in 88. And at that time, my money wasn't very strong. I was very young, and I had the mindset that anything NHRA tried to get me to buy, it was because some company was paying them to force me to buy the stuff. And unfortunately, I didn't have gloves. The whole time I ran the car, and it got me pretty good. I'd rented Houston Raceway Park for a private test session to get ready for a grudge match against Philip Valaire, the Ghetto Boys car.
Ghetto Boys car, yeah.
And it was a fairly good sized money race. So I went to test the day before and lost the low gear set, broke the shaft on the low gear set, and it just destroyed the transmission. I was about 190 mile an hour when it happened, and it was an inferno. And before I could get to the wall and get it stopped, it did what it did.
And you lost a finger and
for two fingers, 3 fingers, and all the joints are fused on my fingers, so all that really works is my knuckles. So, and then I got skin grafts on my feet, skin grafts on my legs, my face.
How long of a road to recovery was it?
I was in Herman Hospital for a little under 3 months, and then they actually let me come home, even though I still had open bone spots, but I was very careful, and they let me come home after 3 months. But it was an easy year of outpatient therapy there, and then even after that, I went back a year or 2 to UTMB in Galveston, where they fixed my nose and fixed my forehead, and actually got me presentable, because there for a while I was pretty messed up.
That's one of the best burn centers in the country, I understand.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Herman Hospital and anywhere in Houston, you're going to get treated right.
That program that you had back in '93 was really way ahead of its time. You were one of the guys that were.
I think Pro Stock was the bump was around 737, 738, and I was running like the month before that, I went a 713 at 191 with a $8,000 540 and a $800 Paraglide. Right. and a single nitrous kit. Yeah, right. That was.
Well, I was going to say, you were one of the guys who were, at the forefront of innovating things with nitrous, because nobody was doing it back then. And, years later, a car similar to that, a top sportsman car, let's say, were required to wear, the 3.5 gloves were required to wear the head sock with the helmet. And so those are some of the things that, obviously, had you known that back in the day, you would have been wearing those things and more, obviously. But those are things that were learned from that. Well, and a lot of guys are. I see it a lot at the no prep races, and I'm not going to name names, but I see it more often than I'd like to, that people are taking unnecessary chances, not wearing at least a damn neck collar. I mean, those things cost $40 freaking bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you could at least wear that if you can't get the Hans, and you can get the Sportsman Hans for about $400, or the other deal for about $300. But you should do something, because we all learned a hard lesson back in the early 2000s when we lost Dale Earnhardt. I mean, at 120 mile an hour, hitting the wall at just the right angle with no neck protection, killed him instantly. And so, like I say, all of us have a family, all of us have somebody waiting for us at home, and we want to come home, because the whole point of this shit is it's supposed to be fun.
Right.
And when people get hurt, the fun is gone immediately. And so it makes you think twice. And so,
like you said, a lot of these rules are written in blood. So as bad things happen, NHRA or IHRA or any organization learns and develops the rules around it. But, you know, for the average person that don't get involved in a wreck or whatever, they don't really understand it until it gets personal.
Right.
You know, like our operation, Dewey's White Rice, you know, Zach drives that car, and you'll never catch him getting in that car without the best neck brace and a full, you know, suit for alcohol and everything. Well, no matter we're testing in the pits or, you know, not that we actually get out on a street and test, but if we was to do that, he is fully suited.
Yeah.
He takes it very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
that's
we
the way
learn.
it should be. You should
Yeah,
take
absolutely.
it as seriously
Absolutely.
as the stuff you do on the car.
Absolutely.
You know, you take it seriously when you put the good shit on the car to go fast. You got to put the good shit on the driver, because you only get one driver. You can get many cars,
Yeah.
but you only get one driver.
You know, and when I was up at Coffeyville a couple weeks ago, a bracket car up there, the gentleman's name is Kurt Huffman, and y'all send out your prayers and thoughts for him. He was burned in his car at a street event, and he let off and was shutting the car down when it caught on fire, and got down there and couldn't get out quick enough, and it engulfed him, and he's going through some burn recovery right now, and we'll post a link up to where if you want to help Kurt with his injuries. But how did that affect you psychologically when you, after that, because you're now racing again? How long did it take you to decide, okay, I got to get back in the seat, and why would you ever get back in the seat?
Apparently, I like it a lot. I mean, you would think that, you know, I'd slow down or stop, but probably about a year or two, I started messing around when I got my control and got some muscle built back, so I could actually, you know, do stuff. And I thought, well, maybe I could just get me a little street car, and I did that. And within 2 or 3 months of making that decision, I had already tried to, you know, get back into a tube car, because that's my favorite, is a tube car. That's where I like to be.
And you had Scott Herzog out there build you an 880-inch Hemi nitrous
800,
800-inch. Sorry, I get that mixed up because the 55 is 880-inch. But
Well, my motor was built in 07. That was big back in the day.
yeah.
Right.
You know.
So you bought that motor, or did you originally had him build that, or what?
Yeah, he built that in 07.
Oh wow!
Right.
And you bought this Firebird, a 4th gen tube. Who built the chassis?
That's a Jerry Bickle Pro Stock car.
Oh,
I ran
nice.
Pro Stock for Pennzoil
Okay.
and 2000, 99, 2000, 2001. And then I think it might have ran comp a couple of times. And then a gentleman in Houston bought it and was trying to run Texas Pro Stock back in the day with a, what is that, a 565 or something.
565-inch
And then,
conventional head.
then I purchased it from him in 07.
Okay.
So
and then-
again, you're way ahead of your time. Not to interrupt, but
Yeah.
a turbo deal,
Yeah.
turbo Hemi deal.
Yeah,
People weren't doing that back then, and now it's shit. They're everywhere.
yeah.
So,
Well, I'm a
and that's
firm
what
believer
runs
that within the next couple of years, the turbo motors will ease up into the 700 cubic inch range. As soon as the technology supports it, you know, getting enough fuel and learning that you can deal with a torquey crankshaft, which I haven't learned yet, but you know, hopefully.
That's
but
one of
I
the
think
things-
it'll ease in there,
yeah.
cubic inches.
Monahan said that was the next Mike Thomas car. Cool.
So you've had a little bit of a learning curve with this car, but it's made some great hits. Where are you at with it right now? The Godzilla car is an amazing piece. It's beautiful, and you've had actually put it in the wall a little bit and got it
Twice.
fixed twice.
Twice.
Yeah, trying to figure out the
Tire
power
shake.
management.
Lots
on
of
it.
tire shake. I have a set of Spinworks rims on the back, and I've been a little worried about them because they're a cast center, and I believe you've broke a set of Spinworks.
My brother has.
Yeah, that's right.
I
that's
talked
right.
about it on the show that there's been issues with them. So
And as much as I've tire shaked lately, I've decided to stop, and I've ordered a new set of wells. I'm waiting for them to be delivered, and then hopefully 2 or 3 weeks we'll be back out testing hard with it again.
yeah.
First time out, we pretty much missed it on the tire. Tried the wrong tire. What does that do?
Don't Finney sabotage you.
Finney sabotaged you.
Yeah,
Birdman sabotage. That's what
Are
he's
you on a
calling.
Hoosier or Mickey or?
It's a
what?
Mickey.
Okay.
Mickey gave him a set of tires that was one compound softer than what he is currently using.
And he said, "Here, try this bullshit."
No,
Yeah,
I
he
needed
did.
a set of tires real bad, and he says, "Well, you know what? If you replace them, I got these."
Yeah.
And and they were. I don't believe they're the right tire.
Yeah.
I've had huge problems with them.
Well, if it's shaking too much and they're too
And
they're
we
softer
ran,
than that,
we
that
ran
makes sense.
a bar from 47 inches up to 67 inches, and there's no difference. It's nothing, very little. I can leave the power out of it, but as soon as I try to do anything with power, it immediately tries to
Bounce the tire.
Yeah, it's
Are there nitrogen-filled shocks?
they're very high-end Penske's. Very nice.
I check mine every race I get to because those will leak a
They
little
will
bit.
leak.
So cool. Well, you're the curator and management team for Duy Bui and
I'm
his
something.
cars. I guess
I
is that.
think I'm low man on the totem pole. Is how that works.
Shit, no, you're the one that gets blamed when it goes wrong.
Yeah. You know, we're having a lot of fun with this. The 240 is an amazing car. You know, it's funny how you made a comment that Shanna's has a lot of classes. Well, she gets to put on some shows for NHRA,
Mhm.
Yes.
and that's really how I met Dewey. Is they got invited on that first round of small tire,
Yeah.
and they needed a car updated, and it was all the guys were real busy, and Chris, his tuner, and myself was just getting to know each other because I was having him work on my car as far as the tuning.
Chris Delgado.
Yeah, Chris.
Mhm.
And so I ended up getting to work on that car, and in a very pushy 3 or 4 days, we ended up updating the cage and getting it certified, and got all of the things that she needed done so he could make the race. And we ended up having an engine problem and didn't get to make it
Broke it
anyway.
on the
But the
dyno.
car, we broke
The
it on
car was
dyno.
ready. You did all you needed to do. It just broke all the head bolts on one side of the
Yeah,
that
it broke a lot.
J2Z
Yeah.
motor.
Yeah, but
Two JZ.
that's
Two
how
JZ,
we
yeah.
ended up hooked up, and so far it's been a lot of fun, and he's gave me a lot of opportunity, and we get to race a lot.
You guys got a first-class program, and it shows.
Yep.
It really looks good when you guys run, and it shows that you know what you're doing.
For a 191-inch motor,
Yes.
you know,
Man, that
the
thing
motor
rolls.
makes a lot of power.
Yeah.
And the car is heavy. It's any given time you see it going down the track, it's right at 3,000 pounds.
Wow.
The windows are still electric. It's got stock wheel wells. It's not been tubbed.
Right.
You did put a 9-inch in ladder bars in it, though.
Actually, I didn't put
You
that
did?
part in. Rick Stevens did that
Stevens,
part.
uh-huh.
I just updated, put a funny car cage in, and
Okay.
and we've updated a lot of it. Like just the other day, we took the lateral out of the the ladder bars. We took the diagonal length out,
Diagonal length, yeah.
and I put an X in,
Okay.
and it made a huge difference. Made the car very stable, and just simple stuff like this, you
Yeah.
know. And we learned a lot with the shocks, and Chris is he's on top of that keyboard, and he really that car's got just every sensor you could think about.
Yeah.
And
it's made a lot of progress, and
It
it's been a
has.
lot more consistent than it was with the IRS and all that
well,
other stuff.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
They're
we got on the, remember that 2K? First pass off the dyno? I mean, off the trailer?
yeah. We went to the
690, yeah, and you went out of state to New York, right? And
where did we go?
Maryland.
Maryland, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Had a
the
good showing.
shootout deal.
We
good,
had
yeah.
just got
Import Wars.
Scott's motor, and was that that was
Yeah.
the billet block, wasn't it?
The build block, yeah.
And had a good showing. We made several passes and had a really good time. But really, the car now compared to at that point is probably maybe 200 horsepower higher now.
Wow.
And even more consistent. And what I mean by more consistent is Chris really has got in there and put us a nice program in to where we can power management and bring it in and bring it out where it needs to be. And
Cool.
we've came a long way. So we were going back to Maryland. Well, we want to go back to Maryland this year and try to run some 670s.
Wow.
We think we got enough motor now because, we tore up a turbo at the last redemption, and we just went to a 102, and we tested the other night, very positive. I mean, first 2 passes was right where it needed to be, and we ended up getting a rock or a piece of bearing, something from the other turbo was laying loose somewhere in the car and got in the propeller. So we
Oh.
had to pull the turbo off and send it back. We get it back hopefully tomorrow,
Okay.
and then we'll be ready for redemption.
That's cool. I love seeing that car at the no prep races because it brings some diversity. It brings some excitement. Every time that thing comes up on the chip, it's loud, and
A lot of
people
RPMs.
people have learned to respect that car, and
Oh, yeah.
and it's just cool to see a 240Z with an inline six and a turbo out there being competitive. And
Over 7 horsepower per cubic inch.
yeah,
Thing
Yeah,
rolls.
what is that about?
I know.
That is amazing numbers right there.
It is.
So y'all got a couple more cars coming out soon. I understand
Yeah.
Dewey's got a car he's going to drive.
Which one? I got a few.
Well, this weekend he's going to take his. He's
The
got a
street car?
Porsche. You know, he's
this
going to take.
weekend,
Yeah.
the street class.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making the Porsche out.
He's going to take
Bring
the
the
Porsche
Porsche.
out. He's got a Porsche he wants to play with, and then I think he's going to take the Supra. It's got a 2J in it.
Okay.
It's really a nice street car.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's it's every bit of a street car.
Is it going to be
AC
in
and all.
Factory Street or something like that, or
Yeah, we're probably gonna run
Or Outlaw Street?
Outlaw Street.
We have dual power.
a dual powder? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Outlaw Street.
That
then.
puts
It's
Outlaw.
it's on gasoline, so we have to spray it
Yeah.
to make it work with the converter.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So
And then we have a reveal of the new Supra, which a lot of people have seen pictures of, that we hopefully are going to do soon.
that car
We're
is
always racing, so we're never working on
Yeah.
it. One
that
we're
car
working
is
on right
amazing. You know, the
Single,
craftsmanship.
single turbo Hemi.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
Pro
sick,
Speed
yeah.
done a tremendous job doing the hot and cold side, getting the turbo mounted, and they're doing the wiring right now, which the wiring harness in that car looks unbelievable.
Wow.
You know, we use Motec, and so everything as far as wiring we have to do in house pretty much, and they're doing a beautiful job on that. Hopefully we get the car back. Do you have any idea?
Well, if we stop racing every weekend, we might get done.
Yeah.
Pro Speed is where?
They are currently building a new shop, but they're what's the address?
Somewhere out 249.
Yeah.
So Pro Speed here in the North Houston area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking care of-
290 and 610.
Cool.
Their craftsmanship is unbelievable, but
Right.
they've done most of the work on the car. I've done very little, but it's a team effort, and we do pretty well. We all get along good and have a good time.
Good deal.
Dewey is we're fortunate. Dewey's purchased us a nice rig,
Mhm.
so we can actually put all 3 cars in.
Yeah, that's kind of a
single
funny
trailer.
story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which race was it you showed up and was it the Street Kings deal and all these rigs and toter homes showed up and y'all were in a
Oklahoma, wasn't it?
what was it? And you were like,
And,
oh wait, we
like
need
a 30-foot trailer, you know.
or was
tag
it
along.
San Antonio for No
Yeah,
Prep
that's one of
Kings?
those
It was San Antonio.
San Antonio for No Prep Kings and all
Yeah.
these haulers and toters and
That pretty much done the deal.
and now you got a toter, a
Yeah.
stacker trailer.
You
get
know
a
what?
stacker?
It's really important to be comfortable at the races as far as the team goes, because you know these guys work their ass off on these cars to get them ready for us drivers and
We have more fun now, also.
to run them. And,
Yeah,
and so
it's
you got to give them a place to cool off, to rest, and recharge overnight, get a shower and all that, get a good night's sleep. So, you know, I don't see how people used to do it or how some people do it now with the pickup truck and just go to the hotel
well, if that's
at
what
night.
you got, then that's fine. If that's
Yeah.
what you, if
Dude, I've
that's, if
slept
that's,
in my car at the track
yeah,
before.
absolutely.
Oh man, I've done that too. We thought we were big time when we got a Suburban because we were going to stay in that.
I slept in an
Yeah.
excursion at American Outlaws Live. No, exhibition.
Yeah.
And
But
it was
you
miserable.
know, like on the drive up there, it's we got the whole team in there, and we get to talk, and it's a
You
lot of fun.
strategize, yeah.
Would talk mainly a lot of crap to each other.
Yeah.
Not
Mhm,
talk a lot,
mhm.
talk bad about everybody else, basically.
Right,
We
right.
go there, and then that night, and then on the way home, good or bad, it's all good because we're together.
Yeah.
You got your whole crew in 4 or 5 different cars, and everybody's tired, and everybody's got to drive. It's hard, but
Yeah.
now I'm the only one that has to drive all the time. So.
Well, you need to get somebody to help you drive because for
Well,
a
like-
while I was the only one driving. That was hard.
Well, what I did at the last race at the new track,
Mhm.
Extreme,
Yeah.
beautiful facility,
It is.
unbelievable. Everybody left, and I ended up staying over that night, and I just got a good night's sleep, got it when I wanted to, and it was a nice drive home.
Yeah.
Take it
Everything was-
easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
There wouldn't because I've pushed myself pretty hard trying to drive home, and it's not a safe thing.
It's really not. I did it. I do it all the time. I just did it Sunday morning. I was driving through some fog from about Centerville to Huntsville, and man, it was. I mean, I'm driving at 5:30 in the morning. It's foggy, and I'm like this shit, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. So I stopped, pulled over, walked around. Made me a cup of coffee because when you have a motorhome like that, you got all the luxuries like that.
Absolutely.
And you get back on the road, and you just take it easy, But I had to push it because it was Mother's Day, and I had to get home, bro.
Well, you know what helps when you're on the road traveling is you turn on the Unprepared podcast, and the first one got published today.
Yeah,
this
I
week.
was going to
And we're-
watch that
So
on my trip.
we're going to do one every week, and we're going to come do a no prep show at your shop.
Right.
Maybe next 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
as soon as we get
The Supra ready.
the Supra, get it close, and maybe y'all can
do a
watch
review.
it fire up.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's really a beautiful car. The chassis is gorgeous,
Yeah.
pretty paint. Everything about the car is nice.
Now-
It's gonna be a shame to drive it. Actually,
It really is.
Dude, I'm telling you what, that's the way I feel driving this Mustang I just got into. The car is so nice that every
Yeah.
time you take it out, you're fucking it up. One little nick and scratch here, you just, golly, it's just too nice to race, But
Yeah.
that's what they're for. We race them, and we'll fix them later, whatever. As long as it don't slow it down, we don't care.
Dude, you want to come on and tell us about this car?
Yeah, please.
Let
Come
him
on.
in here. I'm gonna
Get on
take a
here.
break.
Oh, Bob's going to get beer and take a leak. Here,
excuse
take
me.
this one with you.
I'm gonna try to snack about you.
Yeah.
Y'all want something to drink?
Nah. Do I need headphones?
You want to use
You
this?
can use them.
I don't need them.
You don't need them?
No.
Here,
I don't need headphones.
You don't need them.
It helps, but there's not a whole lot of noise in here. So, welcome to the show, Dewey.
How you doing?
You came. We had you guys on before, but you made Dan Donaldson go on, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't come on TV with us.
Yeah, I
but,
don't want to get on TV too much.
but hey, welcome to the show. You have the Lindell Healthcare Centers, which is your companies. You've got 4 businesses:
Mm-hmm.
Northwest Side, North Side, South Side, and
Yeah.
where are the other one? Downtown, right?
I got one in the southeast side,
Southeast
southwest
side?
side. Yeah,
And-
these are the clinics that we take care of a lot of patients that's auto accidents,
Yeah.
and that's what we handle.
You do physical therapy and chiropractic
We
and
do, yeah. We
general
have a medical.
practitioner and all that stuff. huh?
Yes, we have a medical clinic also.
Yeah.
For medications and just
Oh,
we do
they-
pretty much
I have
everything.
Dewey Care. They take care of my blood pressure, my
Yeah.
cholesterol, all my
Dewey Care.
blood work.
I like that.
absolutely.
We actually take care of a lot of the racers.
Sergio
Yeah,
Flacco came over there.
they all
Rob
come.
Bowden came over there.
They
after
all
we were-
come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if y'all ever have an issue, check out the Lindell Healthcare System, and they'll take good care of you. And you can even help provide or locate a lawyer if they need it.
If they need to,
Yeah.
I recommend them. who's good.
who you use, yeah.
who's good. I mean, those are the business that fund the racing.
Yeah.
So I got support us, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
this new Supra. Tell us, was this a street car that you owned originally?
No.
You
it
fixing to
was-
get me in trouble right
Yeah.
now. Fixing to get me
It
in
was
trouble.
we were racing white rice for a while, and the car is just heavy, and it's a ladder bar, and we're out there competing with Mustangs that comes with it's a race car compared to what we got.
Yeah.
The 240 is so far behind, and so I decided I'm just gonna build me a real car.
Okay.
And so we took it down to Rick. He built it to the max, and
Beautiful.
It is a beautiful
He did a
car.
great job.
And Lamar Swindle did the primer work and
the
stuff.
primer-
Oh, he,
Yes.
he painted the inside. It looks
Yeah,
very
they
nice.
did a great job in paint. We got the 2J in there.
And it's that color right there, almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, this color.
Yep.
It's called Austin Yellow or something. I don't know.
What is that? What kind of
BMW.
BMW.
Yeah.
Brian, is that what that is? Your Corvette?
No, that one's a candy apple yellow.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So, but it's similar to that color, and it looks amazing.
It is.
It's going to be probably one of the nicest small tire cars out there, but you can still
Absolutely.
put a W tire on it or whatever.
Oh no,
you
it was
wanna
built for big
It
tires.
was built for big tires.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. That was its actually gold. And
Yeah.
he was about 80% of
We were
firing it
done.
up with
We were
a,
done.
with a
We had
2J.
we had the motor in there. The billet block was getting
Bill?
built, and so we were ready. The motor was in there, ready to go. All the piping was done, and then we kept on white rice for that event, and we keep blowing the motor. It's like what, I'm gonna take that motor out and put the, put
When
it
I
in the
first came
240.
into the program, they were having a huge problem. Piston ring packages was coming in wrong,
Mhm.
and the guy that was assembling the motors didn't catch a lot of that, and we lost a lot of cylinder walls. It tore up a lot of blocks. And in a short period of time, we went through several motors.
Wow.
And at that point in time, I'd never really been around a 2J, and I'm like, man, this is not what you want. You want
You
something
thought it was
that
a piece of junk.
you
Yeah.
want something that let's put something in this beautiful car that you
It's going to be
want-
dependable
you
and
want-
Yeah,
dependable.
so he told me, hey, I can get you a deal with Frankie for 26,000, whatever, and you have a motor that will last you forever. Well, I went and got the motor.
Yeah.
But I'm in it to almost 100 grand now, and the car's not even running.
But what did you spend on a J motor?
Oh, it's cheap. I mean, relatively cheap. You can get a fully built 2J for around
under 20, you can
Under
have a
20.
full blown the
Yeah.
nicest stuff.
Yeah.
Billet motor though. How much?
Bill-
is it?
yeah,
Bill- that's
motor.
billet.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
billet block.
Billet block.
We still use factory cylinder heads.
Okay.
where
Yeah.
they-
Yeah, so I mean,
So, but it wasn't that much. Maybe $8,000 more expense to go to this Hemi.
I'm
Well, he
talking
had
about
already
this Hemi was just the block. You didn't.
Oh.
The intake was 10 grand. The turbo kit was another 10. I know it's ridiculous.
It got ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hooked him.
Yeah, he hit me. Yeah.
You know, and I believe now that we have Scott Herzog's just taken all of our problems and
Yeah.
resolved them.
He's an
And-
amazing engine builder. Aero Machine out of Brenham,
You know,
Texas. Scott Herzog.
you know.
He hasn't made his mark in the no prep game quite yet, but it's coming. I feel.
Yeah, hopefully it's with my car. He
Yeah.
makes that.
It is.
But-
his car's gonna be fast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be extremely fast. It's just he had problems with tires, and we tried everything. It just wasn't working. And I think once the Super comes out, it's gonna be pretty quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. We got some
the
really
Super's
trick
got a
stuff.
lot of motor. I mean, the motor's got potential of being, but with the turbo and the application, we're only going to see maybe half of the power that it's capable of making.
Because I told him I don't want any kind of maintenance. I see all these guys, these domestic guys, working on the motor in between rounds.
Yeah.
You don't see us working on the motor hardly ever on the 2J. We just sit there and wait for the next round, put gas in the oil, and then we just sit there.
Yeah.
Right. And so.
Well, with the Hemi and small tire, you should be able to
Well,
do that.
I mean,
that's what we're hoping.
We're only looking at half the horsepower that a blown Hemi normally sees.
Yeah.
You know, them guys with a screw blower or whatever, they make over 3,000.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking at 26 to 2,800 target range, and we're not trying to turn a blower.
Yeah.
So we won't have the bearing issues. We won't have the belt issues. The motor should really thrive.
It should be really efficient and
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but we also got some cool tricks that it hasn't been done. So we'll see.
Very
Some
cool.
little import stuff, with the Motec.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
we're gonna add it
So
to
what
it.
was Shannon's response when you said I'm going Hemi and small tire?
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. I'm pretty sure she will. She will say something.
You know,
But that's why I stuck with a single turbo.
Oh yeah,
And
that
this-
makes sense.
and this block is a cast block. It's not a billet block.
Okay.
I mean, it is a Hemi, but it's a single turbo and it is a cast block. So hopefully there won't be that big. It's not like we're going to outpower everybody.
Yeah.
We really not. We should be right in the middle of the
At least
mix.
we're even. Right now with the 240, we're way behind the curve.
Okay.
I mean, what I mean, everybody got a better chassis than we do. Everybody got a better motor than we do. I mean, we just getting by because I think Chris knows how to tune,
Yeah.
and we're new at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 240 with a basic ladder bar, and we're trying to go down no prep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put almost 2,000 horsepower down there, and it's really hard. And for a while, we didn't even have a wing. We just barely put the wing in.
And it made a big difference.
It
Yeah.
made a huge difference.
Well, I tell you, that's one thing the Bird Boys did with the Probe. When you're going to see it come out, it's going to have a lot of wicker bill on it. And Frankie Taylor's got a wicker bill this big on his car.
Ours is pretty big.
Murillo went with a big wicker bill, and I got criticized for mentioning that because I don't know shit, and I'm just,
we
but
got data to
I'm an
prove it.
observer, and you got data to prove
We
it.
got
Well,
data because with
we
the shock
put it
and
on there.
everything.
And we ended up pulling the weight out because we had, at any given time, we probably had 50 to 80 pounds over the back.
We took all the weight
And,
out.
and took all the weight out, and our sensors are telling us.
And we were able to max out the turbo. That just shows
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
But
we maxed
still,
that
even with
turbo
the weight out of it, it is pushing so hard that it's actually rubbing
the tires.
the tires in the tub.
Yeah, you see the
Wow.
smoke going down at the end of
Yeah,
the track. We
so-
never had that problem.
Yeah.
So it's
But
doing
you
that.
look at our travel
The shock turbo.
shock travels and you look at the data and it's got it pushed down way far.
Wow. So
We
tell
actually
me,
got to back
are you
off a
still
little
making
bit.
the mile an hour that you want to make?
Actually, the other day when we went to the HMP, we weren't.
But we
didn't-
wasn't, but we didn't have the boost
yeah.
either. Now
Yeah, but
we
that's
wasn't-
sticky track.
We was limited. We limited ourselves to about 55 pounds of boost right there. So we were down a little bit. But when we get back to around 80, I think our
Yeah,
I think
we're
our
up
boost.
there.
I think our mile an hour beat
Well,
is
you're
fine.
going to put that power to the ground, and that's going to make a difference.
That
And that's
made a
going to make
difference.
you,
It
that's
makes
going
it
to make mile an
stable.
hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were losing a lot of
Stable.
races. We'll make one round, maybe two, but then we start cranking them a little bit, and we'll lose at the end because
We'd
we'll,
get out
we'll
there.
lose
and
control.
Yeah.
Traction control have to come in and
then
save it.
They pass us by every
Well,
time.
Dig Night was the fine example of that.
Well, that was way back then. We were just trying to figure out the last.
Yeah, right.
But what about our event? We made it to the finals.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, on a sticky track, we're pretty quick. I mean,
Yeah.
you see what we can do on a sticky,
Yeah.
on radio. So
On radios, last year it was running 50s. So, but there's a big difference between radios and slicks.
Can you run that car at something like at Donald's race in like an X or something?
Sure.
no, they wanted to go down to an 88.
Oh.
Yeah, actually we're at 102.
We
now,
just
so-
went to 102. We're not
Yeah.
trying to go down to an 88.
Yeah, yeah. hear
Well,
you.
I mean, it'll run with an 88. We just make up with a nitrous, but it spins the turbo so hard, the life goes away.
Yeah, yeah.
This
It
turbo
would just
that
be
was
cool
on
to
it,
see it at a big time radio event like that 1 or 2 times.
we'd have to get the weight out of it to
Yeah.
get it competitive because it's at least 300 pounds over.
Yeah, that car's heavy.
And we're having so much fun with it now. I'm not saying we're going to win this weekend, but we're excited with the turbo change and with the wing and the data that we have. That give or take how good or bad the track's going to be, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Well, cool. Well, it's been a lot of fun, and the White Rice name has been very well received. Everybody likes the little sticker on the side of the car, and I have you got the shirts and all that stuff going yet?
We're getting there. I mean, I don't want to get shirts until we're doing well.
Oh,
I don't want
gotcha.
to be one of those guys just have shirts just to have shirts. Because I mean, I don't really need the money, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I do.
Yeah, they do. They may want to get shirts, but I don't.
But
want
still,
to get,
it's brand building, and people.
Yes.
I would rather wear somebody's race team shirt than something I buy from Walmart or whatever.
we're working on it. I mean, at least go to the final. Get it.
We really
get it a little
want to
more
get
winning.
the Supra out.
Yeah.
And once it gets out,
That would
we
be a
get some
goal.
pictures of it. Then we'll do all the cars. We'll
Yeah.
do some group pictures and then some one-offs, and we'll
So
get
what's
into it.
Do we have a team name yet?
We call our teams Pro Speed.
Pro
I mean,
Speed.
that's the name
Okay,
of
it's
the
Pro
company,
Speed.
the company.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
they help
You
us
know,
out a lot.
ProSpeed does a lot, and they cater to us pretty hard
I
and
mean,
heavy.
I honestly think they're one of the best shop in Houston. I
Yeah.
mean, they have. I mean, you go to that shop, you see all those 2,000 horsepower cars. Yes, they're not drag cars.
Yeah.
But they're street cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They make tons of power and they're clean, they're nice.
You know,
And
they
Dave
have-
is a great guy, and
Yeah.
and
They have a
everybody
new
over at
dyno.
ProSpeed.
It's the highest horsepower rated dyno that's right now that's out
And it's
there.
a hub dyno,
It's
right?
a hub dyno.
Wow.
And hopefully it'll be up and running within a week or two. And
Hopefully we can put the super on it.
put the Supra
Yeah.
on it, and we'll go ahead and put my car on it and try to bring it in and see if I can't hurt their dyno, which I doubt.
It's supposed to handle 7,000
Seven. It'll handle a lot of torque.
torque. Yeah.
But not 7,000.
Seven. Yeah, it handled a lot of torque.
Not 7,000 horsepower though.
No, 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it'd be cool to
7,000
see, and
foot-pounds
those hub dynos are really cool. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any in town.
Oh, yeah, there's
a
several.
Oh,
couple-
we
there's a
had
couple.
bad experience with it. We blew it up twice already.
Oh,
On a
did-
hub
On the-
dyno.
Remember those times we were breaking motors?
Yeah, that was on a hub
that
dyno?
was on the hub dyno.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the 240 don't go back on the dyno anymore.
Well, hey guys, we really appreciate you driving all the way out here. I know it's far, but
It
you know
was.
this is the palatial estates of High Tech Corvette. This is the High Tech Corvette studio. And we did this so that we don't have to tear down and set up every time like we were doing at Westside Chevrolet. But really appreciate you coming out. Really appreciate you talking about the situation you went through with your fire, and I know that meant a lot to you, and you wanted to talk about it and tell people how important it is. You need to wear your gear, and
You have to.
I
there's-
bitch him out all the time too. I'll make sure. Trust me.
He just bitches me out over everything. You know?
but that's a good.
I'll make
obviously,
sure because I'm telling hey,
He
you're
is
no
on
good
me.
if you're hurt.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can't be our crew
No,
chief
he
if you're
does.
hurt.
He does. Matter of fact, he just recently updated the seat belts in my car,
Yeah.
and he bought them for me.
So what was it like sitting here with us talking about this seatbelt? What was going through your
No,
mind?
I don't have a problem with my accident.
Yeah.
It don't bother me. All I can tell everybody is, please just wear your seatbelts. Please wear your everything, because
Yeah.
you don't want any of this.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me. I still carry on with my life. I wish I had my fingers back, and it holds me back on a lot of things. But
But one.
You're the kind of guy that people need to listen to. Say, hey, I've been there. Do it. Just take care of your safety stuff. You don't
just
want to
want
end
something
up.
careless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just put some gloves on.
well, it's just like this last weekend. A friend of ours that has been racing a long time, been in and around the racing world, most of his life probably. He got excited, jumped in the car real quick to do a little test, and ended up, crashing it, and hurt himself.
Yeah.
And
Hurt himself pretty bad.
He
too.
didn't have a seatbelt on, and the car come to a sudden stop and hit another car, and he bounced around in there, and the steering wheel hurt him real bad, and the cage hurt him real bad because he wasn't strapped in.
Yeah.
And the guy knows better, and I respect him as a driver. He drives a lot of cars and
A lot
drives
of
for
fast
people,
cars, yeah.
but he just is so
Sometimes
quick
you
and
don't
easy
think,
to make, to
Or-
make the
or-
wrong call. It's
Or
just-
somebody else makes a bad decision and you run into them.
oh, yeah, that
know.
that would, but we all make mistakes, and we all forget about things sometimes, and you just have to stay, in your mind and remember that safety is really where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And that's why my son, the car I built for my son, the Red 85 Coupe, is getting a big block, and it's going to get the cage before the motor goes in.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, and seatbelt is.
absolutely,
seatbelts
I'm probably going to buy those.
Hey, them are beautiful.
Those aren't they?
They are nice.
Yeah.
I wish I had them.
You just
Pro-
got some.
I know, but
Pro
you know,
One,
Pro
go
One.
check them out. But hey, we want to appreciate everybody that watches the show, tunes into the show. Please share this. We appreciate everybody coming on and coming all the way out here to the High Tech Corvette studio. But we're brought to you by Da Vinci Performance Carburetors, Mosier Engineering, Nitrous Outlet, Westside Chevrolet, and HP Motorsports. Don't want to forget them. They do a great job over there. Got new management, and they're got a lot of good things going on. So go see the guys at HP Motorsports. Pro One is doing a great job over there on the 610 and 290 side. And then be sure and go check out Redemption this weekend if you're going to go see some no prep, and then we'll go see some. If you want to see some Ironman Pro Mod racing, I'll be at Extreme Raceway Park announcing that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So big shout out to Frank for coming on, and thanks guys again for driving all the way down, and good luck this weekend at Redemption.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
for
lot,
having
guys.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Uh-huh.